Welcome to the Hopefulist, a daily talk show hosted by veteran broadcaster Wendy McClure. Join Wendy each day as she shares her life lessons that transformed her from perpetual pessimist to the ultimate hopefulist. The perfect morning show to get you caught up on the day's top stories while sharing insights that will lead to positive transformation and bring out the hopefulist in you. For more inspiration, visit hopefulist.com. And now, here's your host and hopefulist, Wendy McClure.
Good morning. Happy Monday. Today is Monday, July 8th, 2019. The countdown is on, people. The countdown is on. 10 days until the release of The Lion King. Yeah, I am super excited. And the commercials are in full swing. I'm seeing the commercial like 18 times a day. I cannot wait for July 18th. Now, I believe that it's going to be a night release because typically movies are released on Fridays, but the 18th is a Thursday. So they're probably going to do that, late 8 o'clock showings. I know tickets are already on sale. I might try to swoop in at the first show on Friday. Hopefully won't be too terribly crowded. Maybe I should look into that and maybe get some tickets. Yeah, I'm very excited about this. I cannot wait to see this. Now, I was doing some research, and they're saying it's about a half hour longer than the original version. So apparently they're going to be adding some stuff to it. Not so sure I like that idea. It's not really my decision, so I'm going to have to go with it. But we shall see. I did not see the live-action version of Aladdin yet, so I can't kind of compare that version to the original. That also was about a half hour longer from what I'm reading. I haven't heard anybody, discuss that they were disappointed by that there was stuff in the live action version, not in the original. So we'll see how it goes, but it's very exciting time. Every time I hear that music, the hi, yi, I just get, my blood starts running and my pulse quickens and I get so excited. And yes, I know this is a kid's movie. I don't care. Love, love, love The Lion King. So the countdown is on. 10 more days. And then it is time. That's right. So some news I wanted to get to today, some very exciting news yesterday when the U.S. women's team won the World Cup, the Women's World Cup. This, of course, is soccer. I'm not much of a soccer fan. I did not watch any of the games. In fact, I was mostly annoyed that they were taking off Judge Judy leading up to it. But I am very glad that the U.S. won, and it was the women's team because it's the Women's World Cup, obviously, but you know what I mean. And so good for them. Congratulations. We were actually out yesterday when the game was on at a new place in town, and they actually don't have televisions there, which is a little surprising. It is an outdoor space. I'm sure they could get TVs, but, it's kind of an outdoor game-oriented place. It's called the Boatyard. It's right on the way to Long Beach Island, and you can go by boat, you can go by car, and it was a super fun place, and we had a really great time there. So we didn't even get a chance to check out the game because, like I said, there was no televisions, but that was okay. We weren't going out to watch the game. We were going out to check out the new place in town. They opened last week, so this was their second weekend. And yeah, I'll have to give it a thumbs up. I enjoyed it a lot. We've been missing a little bit of an on-bay place to patronize as of late because there's a place called the Quell that we always used to go to that's right on the Barnegat Bay, technically the Manahawkin Bay, and that's been under construction for the last 2 years. It was supposed to be open this year, all kinds of setbacks, and it doesn't look like they're anywhere close to reopening. So maybe next summer, we'll see. So this is a good spot on the water. There's not a great view of the bay. Now it's in a marina, so you can see the boat whooshing around where the slips are and all of that. I can see that at home. I want to be somewhere where I am on the bulk of the bay and have nothing but water in front of me. It does not have that type of view. It's okay. We'll take it. We'll take what we can get, right? But it was a great day. Went out early. And then, speaking of boatyards, then my neighbors took us for a boat ride yesterday afternoon. So nice. Tucker got to go with us. And it was a really nice, relaxing lagoon cruise is what we called it, because we did go out in the bay very briefly, and it was very choppy. So we just stuck to the back lagoons because they're typically much more calm water, which is why I like to kayak in the lagoons more than I do the actual bay, because it's a lot more calm. But yeah, it was a great day for a boat ride, great day to hang out at the new boatyard. And we're going to have some great weather this week, so I'm pretty excited. The other story I wanted to get to today is a man in the UK. This is pretty ingenious, and I thought it was kind of hilarious. There is a man that was giving his notice to his employee. So what he did is he turned in a sympathy card. The card reads, "So very sorry for your loss," and has "thinking of you at this difficult time" printed inside. The handwritten letter from the employee reads, "My last day at work is the 28th of July." Now, this was posted on Twitter, and the person who posted it said their manager is very friendly and jokey, so we knew that he wouldn't be upset. But after the man decided he'd be leaving to pursue further education, he thought this would be the perfect opportunity to play a final joke. Now, the post on Twitter has garnered hundreds of thousands of likes and tens of thousands of retweets. So, yeah, that's pretty funny. Not everybody would take that in the, hilarious way that it's intended, but I thought that was pretty good. I enjoyed it anyway. And some people probably would be like, "Oh, you're thinking a lot of yourself, don't you?" Yeah, it's just a joke. It's okay. It's okay. So I wanted to bring up the topic. Now, I've had this kind of in my back pocket for a while because I've had a conversation with my sister before about wind chimes. My sister is a fan, and I remember just speaking to her about wind chimes. I find them to be extremely annoying. If you like them, I think that's great. But if I don't like them, I don't like the fact, it's obviously has to be put outside, because that's the essence of a wind chime, is it's got to be in the wind. But I can hear them. My next door neighbor puts up wind chimes. Guess what? I can hear them. I can hear them 24/7. I can hear them when I'm trying to sleep. I can hear them when I'm trying to relax. I can hear them when I'm trying to work. I don't want to hear your wind chimes. If you like them, that's great. I don't know. There's not really a solution to this problem, because if you like them, you like them. You're going to put them out of your house, and I'm going to hear them regardless. I don't know. So that's why I asked the question. Are you a fan of wind chimes? Does the sound relax or annoy you? I think I made it very clear how I feel on this. Now, Jim says, "I love them on a nice day, very relaxing to listen to. But when it's very windy or stormy, they get annoying and then all tangled, and that is annoying." John just bought them half off at Lowe's, so I guess he's a fan. Barbara says, "I have 2 of them on my back porch. I love to hear them." We have Mandy who says, "I love them and have several on my porch." Betsy finds the sound relaxing. Linda says, "I'm not a fan, but wouldn't say they annoy me." Karen says, "I love them. Funny, I just bought one the other day." Rose says, "I happen to enjoy them." Now, Marcy says, "I have a set of wind chimes in my shed and hardly ever hang them because I'm too short to reach the hook to take them down when it gets really windy. But I like the sound when there's just a gentle breeze." One person finally has agreed with me. Sue says they annoy her, LOL. Nikki also says they are annoying unless they sound like church. So those, I think, are the only 2 that found them a bit annoying. Gail says, "Sometimes I like the light, mellow ones." Mary says, "I love them." And let's see. Michelle, "Love wind chimes. Reminds me of my grandparents. Dennis says it annoys my neighbor, and I find that relaxing. Real jokester there, Dennis. Real jokester. Joe, my hubby, says only when I'm in a hammock. He loves being in a hammock. There's a place we go down to in the Outer Banks that usually has this big hammock that's hanging in between the rails. And he loves to just sit there for hours and hours. Linda says it depends on the components. Some are more enjoyable than others. And Raquel says, I love them. They are so soothing to listen to. So, myself, Sue, and Nikki, much in the minority here because I did some tallying, and it looks like about 92% of you are in favor of wind chimes. Again, I don't care. It doesn't bother me that you like them. It bothers me that I have to hear them. So, like I said, there's really no solution. If you like wind chimes and you put them outside of your house, your neighbors are still going to hear them. Luckily, I hope I'm not jinxing anything. None of my neighbors have any that I can hear anyway. I'm going to knock on wood, hope that it stays that way. We get a lot of breezes here at the shore. It's very windy at times. We got a massive storm over the weekend. It was Saturday. And I'll tell you, some of my tomato plants really took a beating because they're still pretty little. But, yeah, I can imagine how tangled up, and it probably would have destroyed a couple of wind chimes, this massive storm that we had on Saturday. I was coming over the bridge from LBI, and you could see up high in the sky was just, normal white clouds, and then almost like a bridge underneath it was just this huge black cloud. And I'm like, it was so ominous looking. I'm coming over the bridge going, oh no, I do not want to drive into that cloud. And of course, that's exactly what I had to do in order to get home. And it was so bad. The rain was coming down so hard. There was times that I couldn't even see in front of me, and we weren't even moving. Lots of cars pulled over to the side of the road. They are the smart people. I am too impatient to do something like that. I'm not going to just sit in my car on the side of the road while rain is pouring and all over everywhere. I would rather just move slowly through the storm and get out of it rather than wait it out. But I'm impatient, so that's why I choose to do it that way. So, yay to the wind chimes. And I'm glad that you find it relaxing. What I find to be relaxing is to float in the lagoon. Get yourself a float and a lagoon, and it will be just as good, if not better. Just got to get that lagoon. That's going to be the tough part. On to today's blog post. I wanted to talk a little bit about suffering a setback. I posted a quote that says, disappointed but not surprised has been my biggest mood this year. Now that we're in July, we've got 6 months behind us. I'm going to put off my focus on fitness for just one day because Friday I told you I'm going to focus on fitness this weekend. I am going to for the rest of this week. But I had a couple of setbacks last week. And, I'm still learning. I have a long way to go in a lot of different ways. And I had a couple of incidents last week that kind of left me feeling a little let down and asking my old go-to question, why me? So first thing that happened is I've been helping out a friend of mine who has a business on LBI. Now, as her business grows, she has found herself in a bit of a lurch in getting the help she needs hired. So I offered to pitch in here and there when needed. It is a lot of physical labor. Has been taking a toll on my body. I have bruises everywhere. This is what I was doing when I pulled my shoulder out last week. But it's okay. It's all right. That's not the problem. What happened is I came across an old boss of mine this week while performing these tasks. Now, I did not leave on very good terms from this job. And it's the first time we've seen each other since I left that day. I was going to give notice. He just said, okay, I guess this is your last day. And I said, oh, okay. I mean, I just basically said, I got another position, but they were mad. Whatever. So, we exchanged some pleasantries. It was funny because I was in the one room and I knew he was in there. I could hear him asking his girls, if they were ready to go or whatever, and they were doing some cleaning in the house. And he popped his head in, as I knew he would because he's very nosy.